DeMar. I think sometimes it's probably easy to forget that you're still just 27, you're going into your prime now. What do you need to do to take the next step as a player to reach the next level for you individually?
I think all these years of me being in the league, developing, understanding what I have to do year in and year out, learning how to win, learning how to, cope in big situations, finally being able to just put all that together. Understand, I've been a player, been to the Eastern Conference Final. I have a gold medal with the Olympic team. I've been multiple time All-Star. Just putting all that experience that I learned, that I've been fighting for, all together in one, and just taking off running with it.
Does the contract put any added pressure on you to take the next step as a player?
Honestly, I don't think about the contract being, more motivation, nothing like that. My motivation is knowing what it feels like, losing in the playoffs, being 2 games away from making it to the finals, knowing how hard it took and the work that we put in to get there, being able to try to be better so we can see that moment again and try to, prevail from there. And, just using all the motivations on a daily to get there. It's not about the contract, it's about everything we do to compete on the court.
Yeah, you've never been lacking the motivation. We've talked about in the past things that have been written or said that you've used to try and motivate you. When you see something like the SI.com rating, which you weren't happy with, how much does that kind of propel you to prove people wrong?
It's always going to be extra motivation. And it's things like that you could use, to add fuel to the fire. But, at this point, I'm so self-motivated, that don't do nothing but, make me laugh at it and, be able to show people why whoever came up with that is stupid, in my opinion.
Does that ever, does that sting at first, though, when you first see it? I mean, it's human nature. Human nature, nobody wants to be kicked in the butt like that.
No, I guarantee you a lot of them players that's ahead of me know they not better than me, and that's not just me being arrogant and nothing like that. It's just proven. Line me up with any one of them guys that you proclaim that's ahead of me or whatever. I'm gonna win the battle or whatever I got to do with my teammates. So.
Do you feel like now that after signing a deal and that's a nice rewarding time, now do you feel like there's a whole new world to prove to?
It's always going to be that. That's the beauty of this sport and being in a competitive sport like this. It's always going to be that. No matter what you do, they're going to count you out. They're going to say you can't do this, you can't do that. And it's on you to be able to put in the work and, be better that next year.
Okay, so haters aside, what did you treat yourself to with your new contract then?
Nothing yet.
Come on.
I honestly, I was away from home. Nothing. I was going from home for a month and a half during the Olympics. Come home, I had my second daughter. Then right back here. So I really haven't got a chance to, really just enjoy it. Next summer I'll probably go on a nice vacation or something.
On the bright side, you can afford a babysitter now.
Yeah, multiple.
DeMar, what's the? It's obvious you guys aren't satisfied with as far as you went last year. You want to take the next step. Taking that next step means improving. Where do you see? Does the improvement come from within the core, or does the improvement come from the additions and the few tweaks you've made to the roster?
I think it's both. It's definitely both. We understand, as the core group of guys, understand what we could do better, knowing we was in a situation and being able to look at where we went wrong, what we could have did to been better. Then the new guys just being able to fill that void that we was missing and understanding what they could do to better us and vice versa, so we could come together as a group and prevail.
I know it's still early in camp, but has anything caught your eye? Anything new or coming up through the ranks?
As far as what?
Personnel.
It's great. Just when you're around new talent, you start to see things you probably didn't notice before, like Sullinger. You really see, the skill set that he really has. Offensively, the things he's able to do at that size, it's amazing. So when you get around new guys, especially young guys, being able to see them evolve, see them get better over time, experience their first training camp with them, see how preseason go, being able to be part of that, process, that's the great thing about it.
Let's go about Jonas. He had such a good playoff. What do you think he has to do to make this sort of a breakout season for him?
Understand how he was playing in the biggest moments for us, at the end in the postseason. He could do that all year. You know, he don't have to fill out nothing. You know, we still have the same group of guys. The offense still the same. Everything's still the same. So it's about now just applying yourself like you did in the playoffs and, you know, kicking it off in training camp. You know, getting it started now. So once season starts, you know, you started where you left off.
Both coach and Masai have talked to us about kind of giving Jonas more of an expanded role this season. Is that something that's been discussed in camp? And what can you and Kyle do to get him more involved offensively?
I mean, he deserving of it. You know, it's nothing that need to be talked about. You know, he earned that, and you know, it's definitely going to come. You know, I think he's more comfortable with being in that position as well now. So, you know, it's just us really, you know, making an assertive effort to make sure, you know, it's an inside, outside, in type of thing, so we can have a rhythm as a team.
So does that mean less of the offense is going to run through you and Kyle? Do you think? Like, is that a possibility, or?
I mean, it's a possibility. You know, we carry a big load.
Yeah.
You know, now it's time for, you know, like I said, you know, JV earned that right to be able to take the load off us where we can lean on him. You know, and kind of find that balance within, so, you know, we can really be a better team.
DeMar, obviously, you know, previous to last season, being a first-round team is one thing, but getting as far as you guys did last year, when you look at it big picture, and now being 2 games away from going to the finals, how much more does that sharpen the knife, so to speak, to get back to that point?
It give us, you know, a couple years ago, we had to learn the hardest of the toughest of the toughest, you know, getting swept, you know, and we had to react to that and understand it's going to be a long summer, and what could we do to be better? And we came back that much better, and we got to, you know, the top of the mountain 2 games away from the finals, and that's another experience that we could gain to understand how tough this really is. You know, how much work we really got to put in day and night. You know, it's not a race, it's really a marathon, and, you know, we got to be able to be ready for every obstacle.
When you look at yourself from a personal leadership standpoint, when you think about, you know, getting that last button done on the shirt, how much a different approach do you have to get that done?
Man, it gives you that intensity, that hunger, that drive, that extra competitiveness that you need to just say, you know, we got to do it. You know, I know what it feels like to be there, and I don't want to be one of the teams that's home watching it. You know, you make it an assertive effort to make sure you do everything possible, even more than you did previously, to make sure you get there.